So let's go a little bit deeper into the autonomic nervous system. Again, this is the part of us that is unconscious, and I like to think of it as our inner surveillance system. It is the alarm, the internal alarm that we have that is always working 24/7. And within the autonomic nervous system, there are two main branches, which is the sympathetic nervous system and then the parasympathetic nervous system. And within the parasympathetic nervous system, we have two very different states, which are the ventral vagal state and then the dorsal vagal state. This is really super cool because when I was in nursing school and I started back in 2026, this was something that was not taught or given in great detail. There was no distinction between the ventral vagal state and the dorsal vagal state. We were just told that the sympathetic is a fight or flight, and the parasympathetic is the rest and digest. This was what we were told, but there's a very specific distinctions between the parasympathetic system within the ventral vagal state, which is a state that we want, the one that we think is quote unquote good within the parasympathetic branch because it gives us safety, regulation, and social connections. But there's actually a not so great line of defense that we have here in the dorsal vagal state, which causes us to shut down, freeze, even collapse, and faint at times. And so these are throughout the course, we will go into this in greater and greater detail each time. And by the end of this, you will know how to assess which state you are in, which is super, super cool. And inside our internal surveillance system, we have a multiple line of defenses. So if we perceive a threat or a stressor, we first go through our first line of defense, which is the ventral vagal state. And then we go into the sympathetic fight, flight, or flee response, which is our second line of defense. And then our third line of defense, if these two are not enough to deal with that stressor, we go into the dorsal vagal state, which is shut down, freeze, and collapse. So these are the things that these three main branches are the things that we are going to focus on theoretically, as well as help you regulate moving forward.